All right, we're going live. What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. It is Victoria, your credit solutionist here from fixmyficonow.com and mycreditcall.com. Thank you guys for joining. And as you stop in, don't forget to let us know where you're watching from. And give us your city and state if you don't mind. Now, tonight's episode is super special because we're going to be talking to a crypto pro. If you're on this channel, I know it's because you want to basically build your financial future and you're looking for ways to essentially create a personal economy that you are in control of. So you are in the right place tonight. I have with me tonight crypto extraordinaire, Mr. A Rich Education himself, Demi Sanya. Hey, Demi.
How are you doing, Victoria? Oh my gosh, so excited to be here with you. How you doing today?
All is well. I'm so excited to be talking to you tonight. We got some good stuff to cover. So I am very happy that you actually decided to come to my little credit channel tonight. So I thank you.
Oh, I'm excited to be here. I mean, credit is so important, and once we all learn to use it the right way, we can all become wealthy because it is an asset. And as you know, as a professional, it can also be a liability, but it's all about getting that education that you share to the world. So I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. So, listen, we are all about bringing people onto the show that are about helping people see not so obvious ways to basically build their financial future, build a financial structure that is going to be not only lucrative now, but for generations to come. And I think we're in a very unique part of life right now, and it's a great time to be alive. So, what I want is for people to tell you who you are and what it is exactly that you do.
Well,
So,
once again, my name is Demi Sanya, and actually, I started a rich education back in 2019. That's when I actually got it documented, my LLC and everything. Born and raised in Washington, D.C., super excited to actually come into the space of entrepreneurship. I really started entrepreneurship years ago when I was a teenager. I had an ice cream truck, and I just knew from the beginning of that and learning how to communicate with people. There was one key thing I used to do when I was little. I would actually give the children back their change when they would actually buy some things from the ice cream truck. But I didn't know how powerful back then the word I do now, which is called leverage. And that really brought me a lot more customers. So I knew beginning with that first example of entrepreneurship with the ice cream truck that it led to not in just 2019 of starting a rich education, but beyond that, because what I did from there is I got into the networking space. And, a lot of people kind of shy away with all due respect from the networking space because you have to deal with people, but business is all about people. And once you really break that barrier of fear, I mean, the doors really open. So I got into that space and just flash forwarding, moving forward, kind of going into my first, experience into the space of networking where I had a lot of major success. And I don't like to just say it was me that brought that success. I like to say it was we, because those who work together stick together and also win together. So I got into the space of networking, but dealing with my first affiliate program back then. And this company was actually dealing with a key asset that's very important right now. And even though our conversation today is going to be on that digital asset that's really shifted the world that started in 2009, but this other asset, which is called physical gold, really opened up the doors to financial literacy for me because I didn't know one of the key things to building wealth was paying yourself first. We know cash flow is important because there's all different types of ways to create cash flow, but how about paying yourself first and paying yourself first in an asset? So that really opened the doors. One of my mentors from afar, a gentleman who many people may know, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, he wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and that book has sold millions upon millions of copies. But I read that book several times and actually flew to Miami years ago to sit in front of thousands of people where Robert Kiyosaki was teaching. So I knew I was in the right place at that time, building that affiliate program, which was just basically paying yourself first in an asset that really helps individuals outpace inflation. And then from there, showing other people how to pay themselves first and understanding the importance of just exchanging a devaluing currency into a physical asset. That just right there opened up the door for me. And I said, you know what? Since financial literacy is not taught in the school system, why not I just start a business and a company that's all about information? As we know, we are in the information age. And I say, I'm going to name the company A Rich Education. So, when people hear rich, we're thinking money, but we can't get that type of income. We can't get that type of wealth if we don't develop a rich spirit, a rich attitude. Rich in health, rich in all type of good things. And then that will lead to building, like you stated, generational wealth. But generational wealth isn't just the physical, it's the information to pass on, because I can pass away, which, like, who was that? I think it was Les Brown. He said, we're born to die, but you want to pass that information on to people, because the information is actually the generational wealth. Because I can have the gold, the silver, the crypto, the real estate, but if I don't pass the information on how to maintain these things, they could be gone. So this is what's taking on my journey, and the journey has just been amazing to really travel the world, meet a lot of different people around the world, still be in touch with people, build social media platforms that have allowed me to grow tremendously. And I'm super excited to be, just alive. And in my opinion, my humble opinion, the greatest time in history. So that's just a briefing on Demi Sanya and the things that's going on in my life. It's a day of, as an entrepreneur, you don't take a break, because your life is based on your activities. So I'm working every single day, 7 days a week, and I love it. My passion is to help people. And hey, the more people you serve, the more people you help, the more success you have.
Very true. I love it. I love it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just let him take over the whole podcast. Go ahead, sir. Let me sit back and sip my water.
Oh my God, yes, ma'am.
No, thank you so much. I mean, honestly speaking, okay, so sorry, I was reading a text message.
It's all good. It's all good.
Sorry about that. Okay. So okay. So listen, Demi, I heard something that you said that just stood out to me like crazy, because I am an older millennial and I was always told to pay myself first. Now, when I hear the word pay myself first, I'm always thinking, okay, well, that's just 10% of my paycheck going into a savings account. So Demi, it almost sounded like you're not talking about that. It sounds like you're telling me to talk about something else, or you're telling me to do something else. So
well, I'm never,
help
I'm
me
never
out.
telling anyone what to do. I'm just always giving education,
Yeah,
never giving advice, because there's a difference between advice and education. Because
true.
I could pull out my smartphone and go to Google. Well, let's go override Google right now. Let's go to ChatGPT right now. ChatGPT is
That's
woo.
my
So
jam, boy. That's my
you know what
jam.
I'm saying? Yeah. So pay yourself first is important, but in that lineage of paying yourself first, you want to first give your tithes. You know what I'm saying? What percentage of am I giving back to my community or giving back to my church? And then the next person before Pepco, before Washington Gas, or before T-Mobile is yourself. But with that key thing, I need to be paying myself first in something that's going to appreciate and outpace inflation. So when I learned that, and then, like I say, they say don't do what the rich say, just do what they do. And once again, I'm going to always kind of go back to Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. He's been such a great mentor of mine, and then just his network, because it's not just when we think of the word capital, we're thinking money. No, one of the key things in capital is the social capital. Who's your network? Who can you learn from? Who can you pull from? So when I heard Robert Kiyosaki break down those different ebbs of paying yourself first and then giving back, and then diversifying where money should go, that's the one of the habits that I've been taught to implement every time I'm getting paid. you know so I love it. And once again, it's just education. And that key thing when it comes to education, they don't teach money in schools. And I really think that at times I would joke during presentations that, hey, we need to go back and sue the school system, because you didn't teach me anything about money. You just taught me how to work for it, but I want to know how to make money work for me.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that you said that. And trust me, we're gonna get to my little questions for you, but I'm gonna take you around the world first, Demi. Now
Yes, ma'am.
listen. Okay, so I love that you said the whole thing about school, because I am of the belief that, we should be getting this education in school. Like there should literally be courses about crypto, gold and silver, whatever, just, different ways of investing and things like that, right? And I love what you said about wealth as well, because wealth is honestly not just a dollar figure. Like that's not really what it is. And I think because, people like you and I exist. Hopefully we're changing the face and the idea of what wealth actually is. And to me, it is really who you're around, right? It's your I don't want to say it's your family, because you can kind of branch off from your family, but it's really your tribe. It's whoever you run with, it's whoever you go to for advice, right? It's your mentors, it's everybody around you that can actually pivot you to the next place that you need to go, or they can look at your situation objectively and help you with the pivot and actually tell you which way to go. So we don't really get that. And we're not really told that that's part of what our schooling system actually should be as well. They should have
Correct.
networking courses in junior high, to be quite honest, because that's when a lot of kids even need to learn that sort of thing there. And I think
Correct.
that, really teaching the benefit of networking and expanding your network is really something that we all need to learn. So listen, I have a question for you, because honestly speaking, you and I have talked offline, and we were talking about obviously some of the stuff that you're into. And the one thing that stood out to me the most, because it's a hot topic right now, is the cryptocurrency. Now, I know you do some Forex and all that good stuff, but I want to move over to crypto real quick. Now, we know there's a lot going on with FTX and all that, so we may not talk about that,
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I know some folks that have lost some big money on
Woo.
that,
Yeah.
and now they're trying to readjust, but that's not
Yes.
part of this conversation tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
So I want to know, because I saw some of your videos on your YouTube channel. Demi also has a YouTube channel, guys, so be sure to subscribe. What sparked your interest in cryptocurrency versus just, regular dollars and cents here? What ultimately made you decide to go into it, and what made you decide to start teaching about it?
That's a good question, because we have three types of money. We have government's money, as many may not know, but they need to know because they're feeling it in the grocery stores. Eggs approach $10, which
Mm-hmm.
when they're, with that government jargon called quantitative easing, when they're printing money. So that's government's money. It says the Federal Reserve note. Once upon a time, it was titled something different. When I learned about the three types of money,
Mm-hmm.
so government's money, God's money, which is gold and silver. You can't print it, can't be inflated. It's just a hedge against inflation, and it's a store of value. But then you have people's money. When I was like, whoa, people's money, what's people's money? And when I hear the word people, I'm just thinking about, whoa, it's just for the people, and it can help the people. And what really sparked my interest was that it can be an asset as well, and it could be something that can be an investment that
Mm-hmm.
people can be. It is an investment to a certain extent where people can actually use it, take it anywhere in the world, learn how to move it around, learn how to grow it, pass it on, and it's something that's transferable. It's not, it's fungible in a way, because you have different attributes when it comes to money: fungible, tangible, durable, visible. But it's a store of value, and many people may know a little bit. They hear the word, yeah, I hear about Bitcoin, but to this day, a lot of people aren't involved in it. But that was the key thing when I heard that it's people's money, and this
Mm-hmm.
can help people in other countries who may not have the accessibility of going to banks, but they can pull out their smartphone. They can have their own wallet, their soft wallet, from downloading an app, or they can go to a different exchange. And when I learned, I want to know more about this. So when I really got into the space, I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually got into the space when I used to drive Uber years ago. I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
2015, and I met a young man who was a Forex trader. Since then, a lot has transpired in his life, but he
Mm-hmm.
mentioned to me, I was so gun ho about gold, and I heard the word Bitcoin. I was like, okay. But this guy bought back in 2000, I think it was 2013, he bought
Mm-hmm.
89 Bitcoins. Okay, so you Google how much Bitcoin was back then. So see, for a trader, when a trader, you're in the markets, you're studying the markets, you're
Mm-hmm.
watching the news, so you're figuring out all these new coins and crypto things, that just all currencies that are coming out. You're getting heads on because you're in the market daily. So he got first hand of this,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if you're going to have this question, but I'm just going to kind of flash forward to 2018 for myself personally. I had
Mm-hmm.
got Bitcoin at 4,000 and some change in 2018. So
Wow.
when I saw this opportunity, and yeah, since then I haven't taken a loss, but when you look at it, I said, wow, this is for the people. We need to know about this. Is opportunity. and
Hmm.
it's still a baby compared to the U.S. dollar being around for 100 years. You see what I mean? Plus, so when I found that, I said I want to learn as much as I can, and it's the blockchain and cryptocurrency is daily growing because I mean we got 30,000 cryptocurrency coins. I mean all of them aren't going to succeed, but I like to just have people focusing and teaching on the number one, which is Bitcoin, and learning
Hmm.
some other things about Ethereum and some of the other little guys that are out there that can really create wealth for people moving forward.
Got you. I got you. So, what I think I hear you saying is that it's really an alternative form of currency that we can take advantage of right now because even though it was around, say, 2008, 2009, essentially it's in its infancy right now. And we know that it could be hit or miss, but generally speaking, whenever something is in its infancy, that's the time that you need to jump on it, right? Like just like the guys that invested in the internet when it first came out, all the
Right.
guys that worked for IBM back in the 80s and 90s and all that, those guys are sitting pretty right now. And you're talking about Robert Kiyosaki, who's one of them.
Right.
So I think
Absolutely.
I think I'm like, oh wait, did he work for Xerox? But I believe he was
Yeah,
IBM.
he did work for Xerox.
Did
Right.
he? Okay.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's like when you jump onto these things at inception, I think that, you are taking a gamble because the first thing people need to understand about an investment is that there is a bit of risk involved. So
Facts.
we also want to make that clear too, that like tonight's live stream is not about financial advice or anything. It's really just
Facts.
opening the door, giving everybody a peek behind the curtain of somebody that does this partially for a living, because I know you invest in other things. But
Facts.
it kind of, I wanted to bring you on so you could demystify a lot of this and show people that there are regular folks like you and I who invest, and it doesn't take a lot of money, right?
Doesn't, not at all.
Yeah, and it's like you can just throw a little bit of money in there because you're gonna play the lotto or go buy a beer anyway. Why not put it in
Break
crypto,
it
right?
down. Tell them about themselves.
For real. No, I was thinking about that and I'm like, you know what? Buying crypto is probably better than buying a lottery ticket because you're really
Oh,
not, hedging bets against a whole lot of other people. Like, the barrier to entry for the lotto is like $1 or something, but I see people pay 20, $30 and it's like, okay, are you sure you even have that? But my
right.
thing, but my thing is
Facts.
for
Facts.
people, for when I look at crypto, there's such a large opportunity. And the fact that I see that, the government, the Federal Reserve, everybody's kind of looking at this thing, trying to find a way to regulate it. That's how I know that that these people are onto something. And that
Oh, they
generally
are.
speaking, yeah, and generally speaking, correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of looked up like what is blockchain technology? There's already companies that are on blockchain technology. It's just that
Oh,
it's
big
not,
time.
and banks do it too, like major banks. I think Wells Fargo and Chase
Big
use
time.
blockchain.
Big time. JP Morgan. Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, wait, y'all, this is already happening. All it is that the government just needs a way to kind of put their foot in it to regulate it. So it's like, no, this is happening, y'all. Like,
Well, to be honest with you, Victoria, they're already in it, and
mhm,
I mean we're going to stay right here with that. And it sounds like you're being transparent with the community, so it's giving me to say, go ahead, Demi, you can talk. And I mean, we got to be here because thank you, because we got a
please.
point right now where I think not think I know that we have so much debt in this country that if we're blessed to have some cash and we just keep it in that one basket, we haven't diversified. Like you say, okay, you want to play the lottery? I mean, that's on you, but this is not lottery mindset here. We're talking about
Right.
wealth building. We're talking about opportunity. So if
Mhm.
I want to stay in a well-diversified portfolio of just stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs, that's all tied to the U.S. dollar. Right now, the dollar, it's not looking too cool. And
Right.
they've printed more money than the dollar has been in existence within the last 12 months. So
Mhm.
we're talking about right now entering into to a space that's so important right now. The government's in it. They have what you call the Biden bucks. One of Robert Kiyosaki's mentors, Jim Rickards, he wrote a book, The Death of Money, and The New Case for Gold. Um, and he also wrote a book, The Globally Elite Secret Plan for the Next Financial Crisis. I get his
Mhm.
newsletter. So the Biden bucks right now is basically wanting to move everybody into an app and discontinue the U.S. dollar. And they're looking to make the U.S. dollar illegal. So they're in the space right now on a blockchain with Biden bucks. That's a coin actually, where they're going to monitor all of your activity. And if you're not in compliance with what they're talking about, they can shut your money down. So it's very important for us to understand blockchain, but to learn how to become our own bankers and keep that number one economy, which is the economy in our home. Learn how to come offline with our cryptocurrency of using ledgers and offline wallets where we can now monitor our own money and learn how to protect ourselves. So it's very important. They've already stepped into space, like you stated. Um, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, JP Morgan has their own cryptocurrency. But you
Mm-hmm.
know, and all this stuff is public information. So nothing that I'm saying. I mean, look at Victoria. She just pulled up Biden bucks. So this stuff is real. These things are happening. The conditioning that we have gone through as people have pushed us away from financial education because it was taken out of the school system back in the 70s when they took gold off the U.S. dollar. So the gold in the U.S. came off the U.S. dollar in 1971, but gradually it came off. This wasn't a complete thing. And they said, well, let me snatch this out of the universities so that people won't learn anything about money. They'll just know how to work for money, but not know how to make money work for them. So cryptocurrency is an opportunity where you can learn how to make money work for you as a trader or as an investor.
Got you, got you. Yeah, I had to show this on the screen because and I'm glad, like I said, that you're here because I want for people to understand what's going on right under our noses,
Yeah,
especially when, we have this thing in a lot of communities and especially just online in general.
yeah,
Whenever there are people that, maybe look a certain way that are talking about certain things, folks don't really believe it and they don't want to pay attention, right? Because of the
right.
messenger. But again, I'm the credit lady, so what do I know about crypto, right?
You know a lot, Victoria. You know a lot.
But the thing of it is, yes, you're absolutely right. The government is in on this as well. It's almost like just to kind of deviate a little bit. It's almost like the marijuana thing, right? Because and I don't know, you good if I go there?
I mean, you can go there. I don't. I'm a like a clean dude. I don't do anything but drink water and coffee. I'm keeping it real. If I did,
Okay,
I'll have no
look,
problem being transparent. I just, but I mean, it's a big business. You know what I'm saying? But it's a business. Go ahead. I know where you're going with it, but yeah.
well, what I was gonna say is that it's one of those things where, and I mean, I'm not into that either, federal government.
Not
So,
nothing. Right.
but
Right.
what I noticed is that whenever there is something lucrative, it's typically demonized first, and then once they can kind of see, oh, wait a minute, the public is actually into this. There's a market for this, so let's go ahead and let it ride out. We'll let it work out its kinks, and then we're gonna swoop in and
Right.
take some control, right? Because they want a piece of that pie. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because the
Yes,
last
ma'am.
thing they want is for there to be a market separate and independent of the government because they won't be able to collect taxes or anything like that. And it's obviously going to affect, I would think it's going to affect trade in some sort of way. But I mean, I could be wrong, because if you're creating a whole economy over here that's absent of the government, there's no way that they can regulate it and tax you,
Facts. Well, I mean, when it
right?
comes to trade, well, when it comes to well, the thing is, when you go back into the U.S. dollar, you're always taxed. But now they're founding regulations to tax cryptocurrency based on you dealing with centralized platforms.
Hmm.
So a lot of the crypto exchanges, if they're centralized and not decentralized, I mean, for example, we'll talk Coinbase. Coinbase is a centralized platform. Yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, you have places on Coinbase where you can get plenty of cryptocurrencies, study cryptocurrency, even earn cryptocurrency on Coinbase, but
Hmm.
that's Coinbase's. And if I go into the US dollar, that's still being monitored. But if I'm
Exactly.
using a decentralized exchange for cryptocurrency, that can't be monitored. So now, one of my mentors from afar, Davinsky, he actually got Bitcoin, I think, at $1. I think he bought 1 million Bitcoins at a
Whew.
so
Demi, I'm gonna need you to pass me some of these people's phone numbers and emails. We're gonna talk backstage, okay?
well, look,
Sir.
he moved out of America. He's in Dubai, so he's he's pulling with the messy. But now they're talking about trying, or not trying, well, to put fear into people. If I
Right.
have an offline wallet, you can't monitor my offline wallet for my crypto. But if I have
Exactly.
crypto sitting on a centralized exchange, most definitely, because if I want to go over into the US dollar, maybe move it to the Visa that's attached to that centralized exchange, you're monitoring it. But if I'm learning this space, I've created the economy in my home. I'm my own banker now. I'm moving
Mm-hmm.
my crypto. into my own platforms and moving it out because you have a lot of different entities, merchants who accept cryptocurrency for payments, and that's all over the world. So yeah, the government, as you see, buying bucks, and that's basically just to control and monitor the people, but they're in the space of blockchain full force.
Now, there was something interesting that I found out about blockchain, and it's essentially okay, I'm going to have you explain it. I'm going to tell you what I think it is, and then I want you to explain it to the people, okay? So, what I understand technically is that blockchain is essentially like this, I don't want to say warehouse, but that's like the only way I could describe it. But it's basically like a place where all of the transactions regarding crypto and any kind of decentralized currency, there's a record of where it goes, how much it's worth, if it's adjusted, edited, if some of the coding is changed. Like there's everything is there. It's stamped in time forever, and it can never be altered. Is that
right? I mean, well, the blockchain is recorded. Okay, so let's look at it like this to let a person understand. Let's say,
explain it so like a fifth grader could understand it.
Okay, I'm gonna do my best to do. So let's say a child has a room. You're telling the child this is your toy chest. You can open and close your toy chest anytime. This is your toy chest. This is your room. You can close your door. So so that child going into that room, they know that that's there. That those toys are secure in the toy chest, and that's how simple I can keep it because on the blockchain, this is where you can verify. So he can go in there and verify his toys are there. They haven't been touched. They haven't been altered. They haven't been broken. And this is how you look at the blockchain. It's different blocks with information. So let's take the toys out of it and just say, this is information that's stored right here in this box. And this is where I can verify everything that's going into the information. I can go into the blockchain for that transaction and I can see that transaction right there. So let's say, for example, I have my Cash App. On my Cash App, I got verified to use Bitcoin. Okay. I did a transaction of $5. People didn't know, well, I thought I had to buy a whole Bitcoin. No, a piece of a Bitcoin is called a Satoshi. So I can get pieces of a Bitcoin. Oh, wow.
I got me some pieces. I got some pieces.
There you go. There you go, Victoria. So I can actually go on to Cash App and click on that transaction on the blockchain and see it right there. See that hashtag right there, which is just a lot of different letters and numbers, and it's secure right there, and that transaction will be right there forever. So I hope that simplifies it. So I use a child's room, their toys, they're there. But we're going to put information in that toy box instead of the toys. And that information will stay right there and it never changes. You can't alter it. And this is why the blockchain is so important, because I can always go back and verify. It can't be hacked, it can't be altered, it can't be touched. But it can be viewed. So you can never alter. It's just like having what they call in the crypto space a smart contract. This smart contract is in the space. It can't be altered, it can't be changed, and it's trustworthy. And this is also what cryptocurrency and blockchain is all about. It's a trustworthy platform.
Yeah, and from what I understand, because of the blockchain technology, it basically removes one person being in charge of it, which will essentially limit corruption that can take place, right? Because there's not one governing entity.
You're right on point.
Okay, because I'm like as I think about it, I'm like, okay, well, this does actually make sense. It's like, well, that's why we need the government to actually be away from it, because we want to have some transparency and people that actually do abide by the rules in this thing. Now, with that being said, though, is blockchain technology really that ironclad to where, a hacker can't go in and manipulate something? Because if I essentially created the blockchain technology, the toy chest, can I not edit it and alter it and make it so you can't even tell that I ever altered it?
No, you can't alter the blockchain. Once again, those blocks change. The block is changing for that certain transaction. You can't alter that transaction. You can't go into the blockchain and change that transaction. So that's the unique thing about the technology. So, I mean, it's just, we look at banks and how banks can get hacked and people end up losing money. And with the blockchain, these type of things can't happen at all. It's a secure ledger. And that's the unique thing about it. I think it's the most secure opportunity, other than a person having physical gold in their possession. I mean, we look at the US dollar right now. We look at banks. I mean, people say, well, my money is FDC. Okay, well, what's happening in other countries where they're going on bank runs and they're taking people's money? You can't get your crypto taken unless it's on, and we're not getting into the FTX situation, but that was FTX's platform. So this is when we have to learn how to take our crypto offline. There's nothing wrong with dealing with exchanges, but to put all of your crypto on an exchange that has someone else's name on it, that's not safe. But you have to deal with exchanges to get crypto and then move it offline. But I feel, and just in my opinion, that the blockchain is the safest, most secure ledger that we've ever had in the world.
Okay, now you say that you can take it offline. How would I do that?
That's a great question. So each crypto has a public wallet, and then you have your personal wallet. So I like to use Cash App as an example because people know Cash App, but maybe they haven't used Bitcoin. So Victoria, I know I owe you a couple of $1,000. Don't worry. Once we get off the stream, I want you to please text me your deposit address on your Cash App for your Bitcoin. Okay, you'll text me that address, and I'll paste that address to send you cryptocurrency. Okay, that's on Cash App though. So offline, I can have something which I've been using for years called a Trezor. The Trezor, let's use it to bring it and dumb it down. Let's just think of a USB. I can put information because I may need more space for my laptop. I can put it onto the USB, and I can take that information that may be some important information I don't want to be lost, anything, and take it offline. So that's just what a ledger is, or a Trezor. I use a Trezor. I actually have it on my website if someone wanted to get knowledge on it and acquire one. You can actually move it to your address on your offline wallet. You plug it up to your laptop or your desktop, and you take it off and put it in your safe or put it in your drawer. I mean, I don't think people are telling their business, especially if they're sitting on a lot of cryptocurrency. And these offline wallets have passwords. They have something called seed words as well, which are 24 different words.
Okay.
And this is your security. All right. This is one form of security. I mean, you have different layers of security. Password, seed words. You plug it in, your crypto safe. So that's for the passive investor. He's acquiring Bitcoin. I don't even like to use the word buy, because when we think buy, we're thinking I'm spending money. I like to use the word exchange. I'm going from cash. I'm exchanging cash for crypto. I can go from crypto back to cash. So I didn't spend anything. I just exchanged the value of one currency to another. That's all I did. Very simple concept. And when we get that out of our head, well, I got to go buy Bitcoin. No, you're not buying Bitcoin. You're not buying any cryptocurrency. You are investing because they do fluctuate, but I feel Bitcoin is going to go to the moon and do 100K within maybe by next year, maybe by the end of the year. $100,000 bill will be for one Bitcoin. And some of the top educators are looking at Bitcoin 2025 to hit $1 million. So we most definitely want to have Bitcoin in our life.
So this is what I find so interesting about that, though, because I am still trying to wrap my head around this, because, okay, there is obviously most of our money, dollars, are not backed by anything. So with that being said, if I'm essentially investing in crypto or investing in Bitcoin, we'll just use Bitcoin as the example. So let's say I'm investing in crypto, right? I'm using dollars that are backed by nothing to get in this arena. So it's weird to me because it seems like there still isn't a way to remove the dollar just yet. So what is crypto backed by, essentially? That's really my question. Because our money's backed by nothing, and then we purchase the Bitcoin by a currency that's backed by nothing. So we're kind of, it almost feels like I'm just throwing pieces of paper in the air and saying that they're valuable. So how are we valuating Bitcoin if we're using a medium that has no value in the first place to get it?
That's a great question right there. What backs cryptocurrency is the technology. Okay, it's the technology, it's the blockchain that backs cryptocurrency. This is all you'll go on YouTube and type this same statement that you made in, and you'll see debates you'll have your gold bugs debating the crypto bugs, but it's the technology. Just to keep it simple, there's nothing else I can say. It's the technology that backs cryptocurrency. Where people say, okay, well, the U.S. dollar is backed by nothing, like you stated. Well, they just say the military, and that's why the U.S. dollar, like every fiat currency in the world, there's been hundreds of them that have been created and printed, and every single one of them have went to zero. Okay, so we're at that point right now with the U.S. dollar. This is why all of this volatility is happening around the world. She is the world currency, so that's why you can, well, to a certain extent, it's countries like, let's say, Zambia, they'll put you in jail for trying to use the U.S. dollar. I mean, you have countries now that have formed the BRICS, and let's just talk briefly on Russia. Russia's holding on to so much gold, but you have other countries now that are doing bilateral trade. They don't want to use the U.S. dollar anymore. They're using physical gold to get oil. Okay, and then you have one currency that is backed by gold, and that's the ruby. That's the Russian currency. So the U.S. dollar right now is still, in some areas, it's like gold in some countries, but right now we can still use it to exchange it for cryptocurrency. But Binance, being the largest crypto exchange in the world, they did put a hold right now on the U.S. dollar. They're not accepting it right now for cryptocurrency.
Why do you think that is?
All the stuff that's going on. You know, we want to. I mean, we can get deep, but it's so much stuff going on right now. I don't want to go.
Let's go to, out of 10 levels, let's go to like level 4.
Oh wow, kind of hard. You know, I like to keep it. I'm a realist. I like to keep it 100 with people, man. But right now, the U.S. has been doing so much underlying things that you and I don't know about, and it's all been for the confiscation of wealth. So right now, countries don't want the U.S. dollar. So it's not telling us, because we know one of the key things to going into assets is cash flow. So we do need the cash flow to go into other assets. But I just say, don't just stay in cash, because if you're staying in cash, you're in big trouble moving forward. We have to learn the importance of diversification. With all due respect to my financial advisors, they're not talking to their clients like this, because you got different types of financial advisors. You got financial advisors to the rich, and you got financial advisors to the poor and middle class. So the language is different. There's some just based on commissions, then there's some based on preservation of wealth. So this is the conversation we're having right now. We're talking about, let's get in the space of cryptocurrency. You're learning now nothing is backing the dollar. So if I'm sitting on $100,000 worth of cash, not financial advice, but just financial education, 10% of that should go maybe into a hard asset. Then maybe I need to learn about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, who right now is been.
We can't buy it. It's been like 2 years now, dude. What's going on with that?
You can buy Ripple. You just got to know your stuff. You can get Ripple. Oh, most definitely you can go and get Ripple. That's one of my assets that I'm moving into the offline wallet. Most definitely.
And y'all, we're not talking about Ripple that you drink, okay? We're talking about, because you know it's Friday. It's right. Friday, so they might.
They'll be out of that loss. They'll be out of that case soon, and that's going to be a good asset. They're saying that you know, some of the crystal ball, not advice. Once again, education is saying that Ripple hit $100. So right now, she's under $1. So hey, it's something that you want to look into. You want to study. And, you know, we'll talk about platforms that people can go to get more knowledge on cryptocurrency and stay in the game.
Yeah. Now, I may have missed it, but who was it specifically that got you interested into this entire thing? Crypto, blockchain, all that good stuff, decentralized currency. Who got you into that?
Well, put it like this, when I got into the gold program years ago and built that affiliate program, the CEO had an amazing blueprint for a crypto project. And this crypto project was based on one coin at that time called KBC being backed by 1/10 of a gram of gold. So you're talking about the first cryptocurrency at that time being backed by a real asset. Long story short, he had some bad partnership that really ruined that project. And really right now, I do have a project where I'm dealing with some cryptocurrencies that you can get and actually mine that are backed by assets such as agriculture, aluminum, copper, and a lot of other things. That's on my website if anyone wanted to go, including yourself, Victoria, to check that out. So with that being said, I said, wow, I didn't know much. And even with all the coins I had acquired in that project, at one point, there was a major, what you call arbitrage. And the word arbitrage deals with, say, for example, I have Coinbase, but then I may have crypto.com. And crypto.com right now, and if you know the Staples Center, where the Lakers played once upon a time, it was called the Staples Center, but now it's crypto.com center. That because right now they're in the game, guys. So let's get in the game,
That
right?
already lets you know it's here. If people don't be
Yes,
paying
ma'am.
attention, it's
Yes,
already
ma'am.
here.
So with that being said, I said, wow, I didn't know much at that time. Um,
Hmm.
that coin I had acquired millions of that coin. I didn't know much, but the project went down. But I had an opportunity to arbitrage in that situation because there was an event in Dubai to actually launch some technology, which was actually a blockchain smartphone.
Hmm.
It didn't take off, but the coin had moved up to 12 cents. I didn't know what I was sitting on.
Wow.
I was in the game. I didn't know much. I just was. I heard about it. I was like, well, how did he make 25,000? I got the same coin. Why didn't I make 25,000? Well,
Hmm.
this is a young man who knew what he was doing. He knew how to move the crypto from one exchange to the other. And there are different exchanges with different coins. You know what I mean? Bitcoin and Ethereum, you can mainly get that from every exchange. But then you have small, what you call altcoins. And altcoins, are coins with their new projects. So, for example,
Mm.
some success I had about time is moving so fast. 2.5 years, I had got a ticker on a coin called FEG, which represents Feed Every Gorilla, FEG. So the gentleman who I'm still connected to him on Instagram and on TikTok, he's a crypto professional. Young is doing very well. He said, "Go buy this coin right now."
Hmm.
But I couldn't just go to Coinbase and get this coin. I couldn't just go to crypto.com. I couldn't just um, go to Voyager, which was one of the many crypto exchanges that I actually failed, um,
Hmm.
who lost their capital. I had to go through what you call, wow, I just had a brain freeze. It's not Uniswap, but there are other bridges that you have to go through to get one coin to get the other. Okay? So long story short, I bought 700 billion of these coins. This project was all at zeros. It moved about two zeros to maybe about like 8 zeros and 2 9. I spent $150 at the 90 days. That turned to 15K. I got in
Dang.
at the very beginning of that project. So there are opportunities for the person who really wants to become the individuals to start studying this. And I don't mean it's like studying an exam. You have platforms like Coin Market Cap or Coin Geico where you can actually go and look at new projects that are coming. Look at the case study, see the utility, see what problem it's solving, see what it's going to do for the people. Look at the CEO of the company, look at the community, see how much is being invested in the company, see how large, see where it's listed, and pay. I don't want to use the word take a chance. You believe in a project and you invest. And you don't have to invest a lot. $100, as I just gave an example, $200 can turn into a lot. But it's all based on you taking time out to look at the project. And all of this is public information for anyone to go look at. You just have to know the resources to go to.
Hence why your network is going to be part of your net worth, as they say. But it's
Right.
like that's why, because you have to know people that are actually invested in these things, in the sense of investing in getting the knowledge is what I mean.
Fact.
So somebody that's well versed in it, that actually does it for a living, or at least has taken a liking to it, to where they want to know the ins and outs of it, and they stay on the cutting edge. I think it's very important that somebody like you is on the channel tonight, because again, I'm in the credit space, but I teach people how to leverage credit to get things that they want and to build wealth, right? I'm teaching you how to leverage credit to purchase assets that will eventually turn a profit and build wealth for you. Now, I feel like crypto is the exact same thing, right?
Fact.
I feel like it's an alternative that people should be jumping onto, just for the simple fact that it's an open market right now. It's like the Wild West. And it
Yes.
doesn't matter if I live in, I don't know, name your hood USA, or if I live in a beach community. We're essentially in the same boat, except I can maybe buy 2 or 3 coins when you can buy a million, but we can both still play in the same pool together, so to speak. Does that
Man.
make sense?
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, this really here can be the bridge for the wealth gap. You understand? I mean, because
That's what I'm
anybody,
hearing.
absolutely anybody can get in the game. Anybody, the individual that's in a rural area in another country, if they have Wi-Fi and a
Hmm.
smartphone, and someone has blessed them with some currency to exchange, anybody can get in the game and change their lives. Now, once
Yeah.
again, that keyword diversify. I mean, you've had, because of the situation that just happened within the last few months, you've had some individuals in the crypto space that have, um, committed suicide. And why do I bring this up? Is because that's where they were. They didn't diversify. They didn't go into anything. They were that overnight success in just
Mhm.
crypto. Okay, so that's not what we're saying here. Just get yourself involved in crypto. Get in the space, learn it, get some of it. Get some of it, because if you're tied to an asset that's, as you see, devaluing, okay, and this is why Bitcoin. I mean, we can't really compare Wall Street to to a certain extent we can, because they kind of correlate with one another to a certain extent, but they're running on two different platforms. We're talking about blockchain compared to Wall Street. It's two different, because that's tied to the US dollar. But they're in the game.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? So by the US dollar being a currency that has been devalued, and she looks strong. I mean, you go in the market to a certain point, the US dollar looks strong, but she's still a piece of paper that's lost 99% of her value. And as we move forward, I mean, and if they get to putting up the printing press again, I mean, things are going to get rough. So we just have to understand this is an important space to learn. You don't have to know about all of these other cryptocurrency coins. And, on my website, I have crypto.com. You can get that link and go in there for free and just open up your free and just go explore. There's so many different cryptocurrency coins. The unique thing about crypto, and Coinbase is the same way, and most of them are. You have offline wallets like Trust Wallet. You want to look at that
Mhm.
like your wallet, Victoria. It's yours. So you can get a online wallet,
Mhm.
download it from the Play Store, Trust, and you also have, I don't know why my brain always freezes with this other one, but I love it better than the Trust Wallet. But Trust Wallet is a good one because now you can get into the DeFi space. You can learn about different altcoins, different alt projects,
Mhm.
going to Coin Market Cap and doing your research. But my great people, it's so important to get into this space and just learn. Go to YouTube, type in crypto. What's the next big opportunities? There are people out there. You see their channels. You see,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and when I say they challenge, that means they're bringing value. That means people loving them and they're winning. So it's great opportunity. Once again, I'm never telling anyone what to do, but just don't stay in the U.S. dollar alone. That's dangerous right now.
Yeah. And I love that you're saying that. So, okay, you're probably going to kill me. So, I'm looking at my phone because I want to tell you what I have. Okay. So, listen, I'm so novice and you're going to understand, like, homie, I don't know.
She said,
I know some things about some things, but okay. So, I have a Coinbase account
okay,
and I'm going to share with you one of the currencies that I have
okay,
other than my little pieces of Bitcoin.
that's good though. I mean, you're in the game. Some people don't know what you're talking about. You're talking a foreign language to them. That's good though.
Okay, so and I bought all of this back in like 2020 when we just thought the world was going to end, right?
Oh my
So, okay, so I opened up a Coinbase account, and this is back when I had a friend, a good friend that told me to buy XRP at the time. And he's
Okay,
like, he's like, listen, Vic, you need to buy a whole bunch of it. Just trust me. And it was like, I don't know, 20, 30 cents or something. At the time, it was very cheap, whatever it was. And so it looks like it kind of stabilized back to what it was back then.
okay,
So I still have it on my watch list, but so I have my Bitcoin, I have Ethereum Classic, um, and Decentraland. I actually bought some, I guess Mana. Mana is what it is.
that's one I don't know about. Is that a gaming coin?
It
You have
is a
some.
gaming coin.
Okay, all right.
And the reason that I did that is because I talk about him sometimes on the channel, but I have a younger brother that is heavy in the gaming space. Like he's a digital marketing director, and he works with one of the Overwatch leagues, like whatever the biggest one is. That's who he works with, and
Okay,
he's always traveling with these kids and stuff like that. And I thought, okay, I remember when I was a kid, there was a movie called The Wizard, and it's kind of in that same vein where like people get paid and there's like video games are a big deal and stuff like that. So I
okay.
thought, you know what? Whenever I'm in a video game and I'm playing, they're always trying to entice me to purchase coins and things like that. So why would I not purchase this? Because this is where we're headed anyway. And I'm like, if there's enough people to where this coin was created and they're actually using this coin to purchase things in the game, I'm gonna go ahead and invest because this is going
Absolutely,
somewhere. And like I said,
absolutely.
just the fact that my brother can be making tons of money going around with some video game guys, I already know, right? And then this isn't really a coin thing, but you know how you could purchase real estate in the metaverse?
Yes, ma'am.
I was thinking about advertising my credit repair company in there. Like you're in a room in there and then you walk outside and there's my billboard, right?
Why not? Absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
these things are coming because as the human element of things gets removed, you know, yes, you are actually going to only have a backyard that's in some goggles that you look at through virtual reality. So
It's real. Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
trying I'm trying to get there and advertise with you. But I got Mana and then Ample Fourth, which is fourth, I guess.
Okay.
I feel like this is just what they gave me when I
You
purchased or when I
want-
started,
Yes,
you know.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Um, and that's actually it. Oh, and I got some Dogecoin over at Robinhood, so don't laugh at
Doge is
me.
still Doge is still a good look. But you got it
And
from
I
Robinhood. Did you move it over to Coinbase? Well, see, Robin
no,
can't really do that because Robinhood is in an exchange, and that's where the misconception came up back then when Doge had that good run.
uh-huh.
And Robinhood is basically started as just getting stocks. That's not a crypto exchange. So you
Right.
have to sell your Doge in Robinhood, go back into
Mm-hmm.
the US dollar, and then move it to your bank. So that's what my son had actually did very well with Dogecoin. And he had an edge up on me. He was like, Pops, you didn't get Doge? I said, what's that? I was like, okay.
He's like,
So
well, you know, this little guy is that's connected to Elon Musk, ain't it?
Well, yeah, well, no, Elon Musk was just liking the coin. I don't think Elon had anything to do, but by him liking the coin, it spiked during that time. This was a couple of years ago. But Doge
Yeah.
is still a good, what you call meme coin. It's still a good investment. Um, and it's crazy I'm getting all this brain freeze. But there are other cryptos out there. I mean, I have a lot of different ones. I don't even remember the name. I remember Safe Moon was one of my good investments as well back when I did
Mm-hmm.
SEG and Safe Moon. But a lot of these projects took some hits. And these hits actually started to transpire even before the FTX situation. FTX situation was just a whole nother ballgame. We won't get into that, but that was just far as the CEO and what he did to the people. It really had nothing, but it hurt the space. It
Yeah.
hurt the space bad time. We've had over 60 different exchanges file bankruptcy and just close out and take people's money. So that's why it's important to understand how to do this on your own and move it to offline wallets. I feel but you still deal with your exchanges because you have to go there to acquire the crypto. So I have my favorite exchange, which is crypto.com. I just
Okay.
like crypto.com. I have a Coinbase account, then I have
Uh-huh.
my wallets, and I have some other passive plays that I deal with other companies, but I don't like to talk about that to people because I'm not about people getting hurt. I want people to learn how to be their own investors and learn how to
Uh-huh.
get this on their own because it's very simple once you get it's not going to be easy getting into the space, but it's a simple process with a smartphone and someone to help you.
I got you. Like I said, I'm intrigued by the whole thing because there was a point in time in history where credit sounded like a crazy concept. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you're just swiping a card and then the
Right,
person lending to you hopes that you pay back.
right,
So
yes,
that's
ma'am.
imaginary money too, in a whole lot of ways. And I'm not saying crypto's imaginary, but it kind of is because
No, yeah,
it has value because we have all collectively agreed that it has value. That's and if we're being honest, that's really all that currency and money is to a certain degree, right? Because
no, you're 100% right, Victoria. Once again, the only thing that's backing the crypto is the technology, and we know technology
yeah,
is like vital today. But you're right.
yes,
I mean, we have a system that's called within the banking system called the fractional reserve system, where they just put digits behind on the computer, and
hmm
they have to sell loans to people in order to get interest back to create more money. So it all is a
exactly.
big system. That's why in my education, I'm always leading and wanting people to get their hands on physical gold and physical silver in small
hmm
increments because
hmm
that's your backing right there. That's your real money right there. That's your
Right.
hedge against anything. So if the electricity shuts down, then we don't have cryptocurrency. We have to go find some electricity and some Wi-Fi. It's the same thing with the banking system. But if I got
Right.
gold, I got silver, I got money.
That's so insane to me that Oh God. Okay. Because like I said, that's the part where when it comes to credit, I kind of feel some kind of way about it, but I'm just like, damn, yo, we're in this system and we just got to work it because that's just the point in history that we're in where, plastic can buy me something. But I think the true currency is, like you said, it's technology. And in my opinion, it's biometric data is another form of currency.
Oh yeah, that
And
is like oil. I agree with you.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
feel like these are both areas where, both of those things also play a part. So that's why I said I think the government really is waiting to pounce, and they're just kind of, they're just like a little wolf kind of, looking at the sheep right now. And it is what it
Ooh,
is. But okay, so I wanted to ask you a few more questions if you have some time. Is that
let's make it happen. Yes, ma'am.
okay? So this one I think you can answer pretty quickly because okay, you talked about all of these coins and like all of these exchanges and stuff. And okay, you have already said a lot. You keep saying you're getting brain freezes, but you're not. You're really not because you sound like you know what you're talking about. So
Yes, ma'am.
okay, so you know all of this information. I just told you about my little three whatever coins that I got. Tell me what the average day of a crypto investor actually looks like because you know a lot. So how do you keep up with this, and how does one just jumping in, how can we keep up with this ever changing process? Like what does it look like for you, and what can we expect as just novice investors? What would our day look like investing in this stuff and researching it?
Well, it's based on the type of. I mean, my day with it is just staying on top of the information, and it's so much because it's
Does the average
changing.
person have time is what I'm really asking you.
But yeah, it's based on how they want to come in. I mean, if you're coming into crypto just to be a passive investor, then you just want to learn how
Mhm.
to get it, hold it, and just relax. You're
That's
waiting on the
me.
upswing. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to be a person who's coming in to make money consistently, then you're talking about trading. You're
Mhm.
talking about maybe becoming a day trader or just a trader. See, the thing with cryptocurrency is a 24/7 market. I can open up my laptop right now and see movements and catch pips in Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, or any other crypto that's on the platform that I can trade. So if you want to become a trader in that sense, it's just like stocks or companies. If I want to go in and do some day trading with companies, that's something that I'll be maybe doing based on my capital. I may do it once or twice a week, once a month, based on the type of capital I have. So it's based on what the person wants to learn, Victoria. If they want to
Mhm.
be a passive investor, they get it. Hey, Demi, I went on Coin Market Cap. I like this coin, but I see I can't just go on Coinbase and get it. I got to go through, I got to go through Uniswap. I got to go through Pancake Swap. I got to go through these other things I don't know about. I got to get BNB, and I got to move BNB over to Pancake Swap to get this other coin. So can you assist me with that? So
Ooh,
that's what
Lordy
some other.
Lord.
Yeah, right, right. That's real talk,
But that's how it's no, but honestly, now that you say that, it's so funny because that's how it sounds like if I give somebody a credit play to do.
right?
If I just say, hey, you just need to move some money right over here, keep it over there for like a month, and then you just need to go over here, then apply for this and do that and that and that. It
Yes,
does sound like it to them, it sounds like what this sounds like to me. Because I'm like,
right.
what?
Yes, man. Because you can't get certain coins. When I mentioned the Fed
Right.
coin,
Okay.
the Fed coin at that time, you couldn't just go on Coinbase and get Fed. You may go get some research and information about Fed on coin, but you can't
Hmm.
buy it there. I have to go over to Pancake Swap, but I have to use BNB coin. So I have to buy the BNB, move BNB over to Pancake Swap, and then go get the the contract address for Fed, paste it in Pancake Swap, and use it to buy BNB to buy Fed. For an example. So for the
Wow.
person who wants to get on that level of it, that's you're getting some knowledge. It's not hard. You just you don't you're not sitting in front of the computer for days, but you're not going to just get this. But for the person who wants to, hey, I just want some Bitcoin. I just want some Ethereum. You know what I mean? I just want some Matic. I just want some Litecoin. I just want some USDT stable coins.
This is
Those
why
are simple.
Coinbase exists.
Yeah, it's just something that's easy. So
Darn it.
my everyday life is I'm in the market studying, I'm learning, and
Okay.
I'm in God's university. You can't graduate from that university. So I'm steadily learning. You know what I'm saying? So it's no
Mhm.
it's no credentials on what I have, but I'm steady learning every day, and I trade Monday through Friday. Maybe sometimes Sunday I'll go into the markets when the markets open in some countries, and I'll do some trades with regular fiat. Okay,
Mhm.
That's my everyday life. I'm just staying in the market so I can be able to be vocal if I had the opportunity of speaking with people to share with them about the space of crypto. But now I'm moving people more into getting their protection. It's all about protection. I don't want people losing money. So I'm talking a lot now about getting your hard wallets and moving your crypto over there, keeping a little bit on an exchange that you like. But if you got, thousands upon thousands of dollars, and I mean, even hundreds of dollars, I mean, I don't want people losing money. Hey, you want to be comfortable with it and don't have to worry about anything. I mean, we're going to have the ups and downs. That's just the market. Okay.
Right.
But you don't have to worry about anything in your hard wallet offline. You're safe.
And I think what's so interesting about this is that the volatility of the market might scare people, and just the fact that the nature of, like I said, crypto is very volatile. It goes up, down, all around, right? And I feel like Bitcoin is just like the star of the show. It's kind of just the show pony. Like everybody thinks that's how all crypto works, and it's like, no, that's just the big dog, and that's the one that is the easiest, I think, to conceive and talk about. So that's why people do it. So here's what I wanted to ask you, because your average person, when you say investing, they think, okay, I have my 401k, I don't even talk to the person that manages it. For one, half of y'all don't even know what you invested in your 401k. Let's be real. When you get the report, no, for real. And I know this because I didn't start to actually even look at them myself until I started auditing the HUD paperwork that I do. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. This person's sitting over here with $1 million in the stock market, yet they're paying $50 a month for rent. Oh, did I just tell on some people? Did I just tell on the federal government? Did I just tell on them? Yeah, you can have $1 million in assets and still qualify for Section 8 and pay zero rent, right? Okay, let's be real. Because they use asset income and it's a fixed amount. So yeah, you can have $1 million in the bank and qualify for Section 8, y'all. Because they count the income you have coming in.
Yes, ma'am. That's that.
Yeah, your assets. I'm gonna just drop that. Your assets for HUD are 0.06%. So y'all do the math, okay? That goes towards your income. So
yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna just place that there, because there's a lot of systems out here that people could take advantage of if they knew how to do it. But I don't get paid to give game like that on a free platform. Okay.
Yes,
so that's a big industry. That's why that ain't never going away. But okay, so what I was gonna say with that is that because I see, I see these statements and things from all these brokerage accounts, I'm like, okay, this person doesn't even know that there's a manager that's moving all this stuff around for them, because we've been taught that investing is a set it and forget it type of thing, right? We only care when there's a crash in the market. That's when everybody all of a sudden is concerned and wants to know what happened, right? So they think buying a few stocks is great. And then, your average person also thinks, okay, well, now I have some autonomy here because now I have Robinhood. Now I have Coinbase. Now I have some control, and it's like, okay, yes, but that is still a set it and forget it model. With crypto, it almost seems like, and I'm just saying crypto because is that the proper term we should be using here? Or should we just say decentralized?
I like just using crypto. I mean, we want to keep it simple. I mean, cryptocurrency, but let's keep it,
yeah. So, okay. So when I think of cryptocurrency, and then I kind of weigh the research that you would have to do against having a manager on this side that just does everything for you, your average person might be a little overwhelmed by the workload that's going to come with that, because we go to work, so the other person handles it for us. All we want to do is come home and chill. Like, we don't want to have to actually log into something and look at numbers and volatility and all this other stuff. So because of that, I want to know from you, am I wrong in assuming that crypto is not a set it and forget it?
It can be, if you just want to get it. It can be if that's what you want to do. It could be meaning that you can buy crypto, like we just mentioned a few minutes ago, and you can exchange for crypto, get it, and just chill. But the person who wants to go on CoinMarketCap, who wants to plug into certain YouTube channels who are educating, or who want to connect with myself and learn about different assets they can go into, what's the use case of them, what's the problem being solved, what's the community like, what's the CEO like, and what's the vision, they can go in and learn how to invest. Or they can be the person who goes into the market just like a day trader in the stock game and make money every single day. Even with these brand new projects, you can make money. Well, not the brand new projects, but coins that are active that have some kind of value. You can go into the market because the crypto market as a trader now, okay? This is the person who says, you know what, I need some more income coming in. It's not going to be an overnight thing to learn how to trade. We're talking about looking at charts. We're talking about looking at candlesticks, support and resistance, RSI, all these different things. It'll be foreign language if I get to running it down. That's
They got to contact you for that stuff.
Yeah, that's you know, that's a whole nother ball game. You know what I mean?
And I'm going to drop your links while you're talking, so keep on going.
Yes, ma'am. So it's based on what you want to do with it. If you want to be that passive investor, you can be that. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, you may see a new project that you want to go and acquire. You can get billions of billions of coins. That coin hit a penny, your whole life has changed. And then you can use the gains from that. Your investment, or we like to say house money, is good to go. You can take your house money off and go into other assets. So it's based on how you want to get into space. You want to just get Bitcoin and chill? Get Bitcoin and relax. Get Ethereum and relax. Get RXP and relax. I mean, get any of the other cryptos, just like right now. Bitcoin is down. A few, you know, maybe about point something percent. She's down. She's about 21,000 right now. But
I'm like down compared to what, Demi?
I mean, she's just down. She's up and down.
She look up to me.
She's just down a little. Well, when I say down, meaning that if you were to pull out your Cash App right now, you'll see an arrow pointing down. I'm just saying it in that sense. But you'll go on crypto.com, you'll see all these coins up 22%, 40, 50%. You see, so the opportunity is there. Say, for example, you got Matic. That's a coin that's out there. You got Matic at a certain price, and then a month later, she done jumped up 50%. So you may have studied that project and liked what you read about it, and you got involved in it. It's a lot of coins that are very easy you can use USD. And I'm just using crypto.com because I did put that on my site for people to use. Where you can just use USDT, connect your debit card to your exchange, and go in there and get crypto and relax. So that's just one of the simple ways where you can get into space. You don't have to be the trader. But traders are able to make money constantly because the crypto space is 24/7, whereas though you have different times that the market's open with, you know, you have your Asian market, you have your New York session, you have your London session when it comes to the Forex market, you know, but crypto, 24. So Victoria, it's all based on how that person wants to leverage the space. And I do it all. You know, me personally, I pay myself in Bitcoin, I pay myself in Ethereum, I pay myself in RXP. You see what I'm saying? I pay myself in those, and then I have mentors. I'm trading with my mentors. You know, we're in the markets every single day. You know what I mean? But it's fun. It's a passion of mine, and I want people to experience the opportunity to get some gains because you're not going to get anything with the U.S. dollar. Nothing. It's not growing. And if you are getting some type of vehicle that's telling you I'm going to give you 1.5%, inflation is going to come like Pac-Man and chew that up. So we need to learn how to, and that's what cash is for. It's a medium of exchange. It's not a store of value. And right now, Bitcoin has even become the digital gold because it's surpassed gold, which has always been money since man walked Earth. But it's surpassed gold. You know what I mean? And that's really my love is God's money, gold and silver. I stock up on that constantly. I pay myself in that. But the space of crypto, once again, I know that was a long answer, is based on once the person's given the knowledge on how they can leverage it, they make the decision.
Got you. And that's why I think a service like yours, as far as the training aspect of it, is necessary because it's so brand new and people will need someone to hold their hand through this entire process. You know, like I said, I just had some extra money to throw in there. So I said, hey, what the heck? I didn't research that. I didn't research any of that. It was just, I had a homeboy here and a homeboy there that said, hey, Vic, go ahead and do it. And I'm like, all right, you know? Yes, so, so what I hear you saying is that it is one of those things where you could just take maybe, an hour or so in the morning while you have your coffee, or Do it in the morning, maybe check your stuff at lunchtime again, and then check it again in the evening just to do a little bit of research and see, what these coins are doing, what the companies are doing, and the people that are actually creating these coins, what are they actually about, right?
And facts, facts.
Okay, so that makes sense to me. And I think if we can kind of present it in such a way where people can kind of what's the word I'm looking for? They can, oh my gosh, break it into small bits, okay, is what I'm trying to say. There's a word I'm trying to think of, but where they can pretty much, make it digestible in bite-sized pieces. I think that it would be a lot less intimidating for some folks. And that's why I wanted to have you come on, because, you can read about this stuff all day long, but you really
Right.
need somebody to sit with you, for however long and explain it to you, because it would be just like if I was a Martian coming to Earth for the first time. I wouldn't understand the dollar. I wouldn't understand how that works, because I'd be like, well, if you got gold over here, why are you using this paper? And then why do you have this check writing system where you're still writing on paper and it doesn't mean anything? Like,
Right.
explain this to me.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
somehow we've fallen into that and we accept it as the norm, where we have to shift out at some point, because like I said, the human element is coming out of everything. And if we are, moving into this software space or this tech space where, honestly, I think universities are going to be phased out within the next, I'm gonna say 100 years, probably less, because of
100
all of
years?
this
I
technology.
don't know about that, Victoria. I
I'm
think
just saying, because
way before 100 years.
okay, because I was gonna say I thought you meant not at all. I'm like, okay, come on now, brother. But
No. Oh my gosh. I mean, you got all these people jumping in this space now, Victoria. I mean, not just Chat GBT, but now you got Canva that's added something to it, and videos added
man,
something right now. So right now, there's no excuse for an
yeah,
individual not to get into this information age and make things happen and bring in extra income. I mean, it's
yeah.
so, excuse my French, it's so freaking amazing right now for people
Mhm.
to take advantage of not just the digital space, because to be honest with you, you even said it. Technology really is going to outpace cryptocurrency, because the technology now, I'm so excited about AI that it's just crazy. But now you can use crypto to go into the AI space. So it's very important. But understand this though, Victoria. We've been made not to really care about money. I know that sounds crazy, because the
You're
school
right.
system doesn't teach it. Remember that. The school system puts us in preparation to want to work for money, to get a job, not to want to learn how to make money work for us. And so
Yeah.
this has to. So when I'm communicating, I understand what's happened to us as a people. See what I'm saying? We've
Hmm.
been the brain is like Play-Doh. When you're young and you go into a system that's been designed by the wealthy, the
Yeah.
Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, they built the school system was designed to be their workers, not to be an independent person who wants to love to learn to make money work for them. So when you break
Yes.
that cycle, you know what I'm saying? Because by the age of 7, you already know what you want to do, because the system has designed you. So when this kind of
That's so
language comes
true.
to us, we ain't thinking about that stuff. Look, people talking about football. Okay, I haven't been into sports in a while. I say, okay, if I watch the Super Bowl this weekend, that's 2 or 3 hours that I'm missing to be online, to build my business, network with people, get my skills sharper, so I can go out into the world and help people with something that they need to know, which is financial literacy. So it's
You're
what's
so
happened
right.
to us as a people, Victoria. That's all. I understand, but we got to snap out of that matrix. We got to get with the real right now, because this is the greatest opportunity in history for us to transform our financial future.
Woo, Demi. Okay, listen. I would actually love to hear you talk with Diamond Dave. You know Diamond Dave?
Diamond Dave. No, I don't.
Look him up on YouTube, because he does options trading, and he has a really great course that where he's teaching all that stuff too. So I would love to hear you guys go and have a conversation. He had a young man that invests in crypto on one of his lives last night, I think. So, but that would be
Nice.
so interesting to hear you guys talk about that. But I think I agree with you wholeheartedly about what you're saying, because I think we're gonna miss the boat on this one if we don't jump onto it, because like I said, the human element is already being taken out of commerce little by little, because with the chat GPT and all that you're talking
Woo!
about.
My
I
God.
personally, I mean, I understand it's literally just, a search engine 2.0. I get that. but so what? People are saying it as if it doesn't mean anything. And I'm like, no, just because you're kind of trying to count it out, I don't care if it's a new version of something that we already have. It's powerful. So don't, because I feel like people are trying to take the steam away from it by it's just this, but just, on steroids. And I'm like, no, stop it. Stop it. Okay. These braids are my hair on steroids. And it doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop braiding my hair. And
right.
Makeup is my skin on steroids. Am I gonna stop using it? Hell no. I'm gonna wait until the next best thing comes out, and I'm gonna use that too. So so I'm just saying, I hope that we don't miss the boat on this one, because we have such a unique opportunity with this internet space too, because we have access to people that can teach us, that look like us, and they're not necessarily trying to keep us out. Now, I'm sure that there is a modicum of gatekeeping in crypto. I'm positive of that. But the writing is on the wall, where if everything is shifting to online, they're even taking fast food workers out of these restaurants and replacing them with robots. It stands to reason that the currency has to follow suit.
Right.
Because where you take out the human element, where you're not even going to be able to hold a card pretty soon. It's going to just be typing into a system. So why would the dollar be necessary?
Yeah, I mean, like you did your research real quick. You pulled up Biden bucks. That's something that's major, but that's something I don't want to be part of. I don't want to be part of that side of blockchain. I want to be independent, and I want the people to be independent on that side of blockchain. That side is more, from what I'm reading, it's not a good look, because I don't want my money to be controlled by anybody. And that's what cryptocurrency was created for. The blockchain, once again, people's money. It's about people being in full control. Because right now, if you got 50K in the bank, they don't have that. You can't go get your 50K right now. They have to order that. So that means that someone's in control of your money. And you can go get 10K. They got your 10K. But if you spend on anything 20, 50, you can't get your money. So if you got 50K right now with Bitcoin, you got your money. Nobody's touching yours. That's yours. That's what this is all about. You got 50K of gold and silver. You got your money. So this is about privacy. This is about ownership. You know what I mean? And that stuff that you pulled up with the Biden budget, that stuff sounds dangerous. And I don't want anything to deal with it. I don't want the people to deal with it.
Now, how would you tax that? Because they are, at this point, they are or have already written it into tax code that if you traded crypto and you got money for it, you are being taxed on that.
Facts. Yeah, you will be taxed. Anything going back into the US dollar, you will be taxed. I got with a tax professional. He's also crypto and gold and silver. He has a YouTube channel too, Mark Price. He's holding a course this week. He's a tax professional, been in the game for about probably 30 years, so I can't wait to jump on his course. So anytime you go from crypto back into the US dollar, you will be taxed. So the only way to, other than them trying to regulate something, you can't regulate anything that's not on an exchange where I have to put my social security. So Coinbase, anything that's going to be over $600, that's going to have to be reported to the IRS. So it far gains. Okay. But if I'm dealing with merchants who accept cryptocurrency, I'm not in their space. I'm not dealing with taxes in that space right there. It's all about you understanding which platforms you want to use and how you want to move your thing around. But then even with taxes, I mean, there's capital gains. I mean, if you have the right tax person doing this in a legal way, okay. I mean, I'm not a tax professional. I know some things because I've been an entrepreneur for a while, so I've been doing 1099s for years. So, I understand some things, but it's all about knowing that the US dollar is a taxable, I don't even want to call it an asset, because when you go to when you go to the federalreserve.com, it's not on the front page, but they say it themselves that the US dollar is a liability. They tell you. But who in the world goes to the federalreserve.com and looks that up? Nobody. You know what I mean? When you're in the space, you a passion for financial education, you want to continually learn. Well, why in the world do I want to hold on to a liability? I'm not saying get rid of all your cash, because Warren Buffett right now is holding on to billions of cash with his shareholders right now. So he's getting ready for something big. That's a sign, hint, hint. So if you got the cash, market crash, you get all the sales, you can buy up. So I'm not saying cash is bad, but to
Mm-hmm.
move ahead, you know what I mean? Right now, crypto is a good alternative, gold and silver as well.
Yeah, I would say if you're, like I said about the lotto ticket thing, it's like if you're gonna buy a lotto ticket, you might as well just put it over somewhere that where it could actually grow into something. The best thing, honestly, the best thing that happens with lotto money, and I'm only speaking on California because I that's where I'm from. It
Okay.
goes into the education system, or so they say.
Okay.
It ain't
Yeah, I
doing very
just
well there,
graduated.
but
Yeah.
but I would say you would be better off putting that dollar into crypto instead of your at your local liquor store. But that's just me.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
how much should the average person expect to invest when they're getting started? Like what percentage would you say? Because you talked about paying yourself first at the beginning.
It's how you look at it. I mean, don't invest in anything that you're not willing to, you don't want to risk losing. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You can never lose crypto. It can go to zero. You still got the asset.
Mm-hmm.
That made sense. Okay. It can go to Bitcoin could go all the way to zero, but you still have that amount of Bitcoin that you have. It may not
Mm-hmm.
show that, and then you go all the way back up. You see what I'm saying? It's just like if I came into Bitcoin. I mean, say for example, someone bought Bitcoin right now at 20,000, where it is right now, the whole Bitcoin, and then she dropped all the way to 10, which I think she's going to do. She's going to go
Mm-hmm.
back down to 10 and then go to the moon. Okay, they've lost some of their investment, so don't put anything that you're not willing to risk to lose. Okay, but if a person says, you know what, I'm doing okay, I have a decent job, or I'm doing well as an entrepreneur, I got some
Mm-hmm.
cash flow coming in, I don't mind putting in a couple of thousand and risking that if it lose. So it's all based on the person, Victoria. You know what I'm saying? I can't
Mm-hmm.
say a certain amount. It's all based on what that person is willing to risk. Because most people's life is sitting on their retirements, with all due respect. I mean, we look at the largest pension fund in the U.S., it's in California. It's called CalPERS. They're $1 trillion underwater. So what does that mean? What's going to happen to our government workers in California?
Can
So
I tell you?
yes, ma'am, you can.
Yeah, because see, this is a part of my channel. I don't really talk to y'all about it, which I'm gonna change that because it's so many things going on in these systems y'all don't be knowing about. Yeah, a lot of your CalPERS people be ending up in affordable housing in their sunset years.
Mm,
Seen a whole lot of that paperwork get transmitted to HUD. So
yes, ma'am.
yeah, so your
Real.
retirement, depending on how you handle it, and it's like I said, it's a big thing with having one person or entity govern or in charge of moving your money around. That for me it's dangerous because one, this person doesn't know you, they don't know what your expenses are. We're talking about the managers of these funds, right?
Fact.
Really think about this. Okay, I'm going to have a moment. You're the manager of these portfolios, they don't know who you are. They don't know your expenses.
They don't
They
care.
don't know your retirement goals. They don't know squat about you. They're just throwing money in and moving it around and doing whatever the hell they want to do. And they're talking to your employer about what they're doing, but you just get the statement and that's about it. So I'm just saying, not investment advice, but I would recommend if that's all you're banking on, you need to go get a Roth IRA as well, so you could at least have a little bit of control, just
But
a
even
little.
with the Roth IRA, that's still tied to the dollar.
True. So, and I guess what we're saying is like, what I'm getting at is that we have to take additional steps because you have to really stand back and look at it from a objective point of view, where it's like, okay, yes, there's this fund that I may or may not have because I'm banking on not having Social Security when I'm of age, because by then retirement age is probably going to be 70, 75. Okay. Because that's why all these old people talking about I can work, I'm spry. I'm like, shut up. They need to feel like you can't do nothing. Okay. We need you to stop because the retirement age keeps getting pushed back. Now, but what I was gonna say is that you have these people that are in control of your financial destiny when nobody knows what's going to happen 20,
Mm.
30, 40 years from now. So why are you only banking on this one 401k or the California, the CalPERS like you're talking about? Really stand back and think about that and how how goofy that kind of is. And I hate to say goofy, but I don't want to say irresponsible, but it is irresponsible, right? So that's why I want to bring people like you on the channel that kind of can show us a different avenue to go down where we have a little more control. Because I feel like you got more control over crypto than you do over your damn 401k that's employer sponsored.
Well, that's tied to Wall Street. See what I'm
There
saying?
you
On
go.
your 401k, and you have some people. So let's look at Grant Cardone. He said 401k is the biggest scam ever put on American people in history
Mhm.
because there's no control in it. I mean, I wouldn't drive a car 100 miles per hour with no steering wheel. Okay, there's no cash flow in the 401k. So once again, with no financial literacy, we don't know these things. We get the job, we sign the paperwork, and we go. We don't understand that when the market goes down, there goes my force. So how many people lost in 2008 during that market crash? So we look at the debt at that time during the real estate situation, and but look where we are today. So there's no type of protection and then there are about 16, maybe 16 different fees in the 401k. It's a highly taxed vehicle, but the key
Mhm.
thing is there's no protection in that right there. It's all tied to Wall Street. And this is what we have to understand. We want protection. So is crypto protection? Well, it's separate from that that entity there. It's not tied to Wall Street. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But once again, I always pivot back to this is how the wealthy teach protection. They teach hard assets. Okay, they diversify. They have a portfolio of 10%, 10 to 20% of hard assets. A lot of them now they have big portfolios. They may have about 5% in cryptocurrency. That's how I
Mhm.
hear them talk when I'm listening to their conversations. And then they may have some things tied in certain stocks, but some of them aren't. They just have cash flowing assets, and a
Mhm.
lot of it is real estate.
Right.
So yeah, man. So it's just understanding these things. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone wants to lose money. So if you care about your financial future, you want to. This is important. It's nothing that you got to be glued to. I mean,
Right.
that's my passion, so I'm glued to it. There's nothing else I want to do but get knowledge so I can share with other people. And it's technology is constantly changing. So with that being said, I mean, I don't like to call people average. I like to just say majority because everyone has a unique skill. A barber isn't an average person. Standing on your feet, cutting hair, making people look sharp. Women beauticians, they're not average people. You may use that language because of the money issue, but the
Mhm.
majority, because we were taught to work for money, we weren't taught to make money work for us. And this is when you want money to work for you. This is when this conversation that we having comes in play. And you just take a few minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, and start, getting into the space. Even if you say, I just want some Bitcoin. Well, okay, let me show you how to get your KYC process started on your Cash App and go buy you $1 worth of Bitcoin. Tomorrow it might be $2. I mean, just get in the space, do something. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I tell the people, man. Just understanding where we are mentally, but it is dangerous. I will say that.
Or
Because
I'm
you
looking
want
at
to
your Instagram right now.
you have to do something. You're putting yourself in a very dangerous situation.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna post your Instagram because I am jealous of all of your followers, sir. Because I'm like, wait a minute, how you got all these followers,
Yeah,
sir?
you go on my Instagram, my TikTok. That's where I'm going. Look, I can talk a little. That's where I'm going ham, man. I'm bringing some real stuff that that's serious. But I'm using other pieces. I'm going to get other content where you hear other people saying. I might go get a piece with the president and say something, but we miss it because we've been put into the matrix, as I heard
Hmm.
one educated state. And you're like, oh, he said that, but you didn't catch it. No, yeah, he said it, but you still doing the same thing, expecting different results. So you didn't
Right.
see it. So that's what you're going to get out of my other channels because I keep
Hmm.
it 100. I'm coming real for a minute and 30 seconds. I'm gonna give you some real information with a, with a way to contact me and let's make it happen. And people are contacting me, but it's fear that's keeping people back. It's complacency. It's wanting to have fun, and you ain't got all your I's dotted and T's crossed. And this ain't the time right now. You done been on enough trips. You done went to enough parties. You done popped enough bottles. It's time to get your money right because if you don't, it's not looking too cool. And it's simple to do this stuff. It's
Yeah.
simple. Yes, man.
Well, I was gonna say it's so funny when we talk about gambling and investing and stuff. Back to the education thing, because I'm only like this because I didn't finish school, so I can talk crap, But They almost got me, but when they wanted me to pay, I was like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah,
But
smart.
right, but when you think about it,
Right.
it's like, okay, they don't give us financial literacy in school, right? And then I got 3 months of economics my senior year of high school, right? And if it was even 3 months, I don't even think it was that long. We had trimesters in my high school, but yeah. So I think I got econ for like 3 months and never did statistics, none of that kind of stuff, just didn't have to do it. So we don't get the education. And then we take out a 40, 50, $60,000 loan, taking a gamble that we're going to be able to, one, get a job that pays high enough to pay it back. Number two, we're taking a gamble that we're even going to get a job in the industry that we got our degree in. And number three, is that job even going to offer you like the financial success that you think is going to? So I feel like the stuff we've been trained to do is an even bigger gamble than investing in crypto or the stock market,
Wow.
or you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like,
Yes, man.
it's like we really did get indoctrinated big time. So
Big
you
time.
you weren't kidding when you said, the Rockefellers and all of them, essentially school, unless you're going to be a doctor or something, in STEM, or you know what I mean? Like, unless you're really going into something that's like that, you are gambling with your future, and it's a very expensive gamble to take, you know. And I'm all about, like I said, seeing the big picture. It's like, yeah, it does suck to look in the mirror and say that you made that gamble and it didn't work out. It does suck to say that. But how is that any different than taking a gamble with something new like this?
Right.
Is it? I guess that's my question for you. Is it really any different when I put it out that way? It's like, is it though?
Well, and I
Because I
mean,
know a lot of Starbucks baristas with master's degrees.
woo, you really
Everybody,
hit me.
and I'm really gonna make somebody mad now, because see, we have some folks watching, but they're not chatting. Why aren't you guys chatting tonight? I know you have questions, but um, but here's my thing. Every employee that I've ever had, not I don't know if this is just a sign of the times or the industries I was in, but everybody I've ever managed in my life was older than me and they all had degrees.
Mm,
How was I, how?
mm. That's
So
big.
that would hurt me to my core, to be quite honest. If I was in that position, that would hurt me to my core.
Yes,
And
man.
I would be thinking, all right, I might have taken sorry.
No, it's
I
a
would
reality.
I would admit to myself that I took a misstep, right?
Right, but see, this type of conversation, Victoria, is not talked about at the dinner table. It's a revolving door. My parents went to school, so I'm just following the revolving door. I'm seeing all of the failure around me, even those who are riding around looking good, but they flat broke. You see what I'm saying?
And I
So it's
see that a lot in what
yeah,
I
it's a
do. I see it a
mentality
lot.
that we've been put into to impress
Yeah.
the Joneses. Because financial literacy is simple: cash flow, okay, taxes, liability, assets. That,
Hmm.
that's that's all financial education is. What cash flow do I have coming in? What money do I have leaving me? What assets do I have? And what liabilities? Yeah, once we get those four in order, and
Hmm.
it's a game that you can play for free called Cash Flow Quadrant online, where you can really
Hmm.
simulate real life. So for a young person, they can get involved. So once again, I got to always go back to this. We've been conditioned to be who we are. So we can say we've been made to be who we are because we went to school. So we look at most of your
Yeah.
billionaires, the large majority of them, they broke the system. They didn't go to school. I mean, they went, but I mean, I'm gonna go all the way back. I don't eat fast food, but Wendy's dropped out of high school and built a legacy. Wendy's
Hmm.
is not here, but it's thousands upon thousands of Wendy's around around the world. So right now the school system, even with you mentioned doctors, I'm a health nut, so I don't. With all due respect, I don't. I'm not a medicine person. So
Hmm.
with that being said, technology now is replacing them. You have ChatGPT, and they can come up with a fixture faster than the human hand right now. So there was a book called The Rise of Robots. There is a book called The Rise of Robots written by
Mhm.
Martin Ford. I talked about this years ago
Mhm.
about, artificial intelligence and what's happening right now. But when it comes to financial literacy, this is a matrix mindset that we have been put in as a people that's not putting nobody down. This is just what the
Yeah.
school system was designed to be. Economics is not financial literacy. Financial literacy is understanding assets and liabilities. See, so once we understand assets and liabilities, then what you and I are saying is really a tap on the hand. You go listen to some of these top wealthy people, how they go hard on people. I mean, they're very transparent with how they come to the community. I mean, they can really hurt feelings. People probably jump off their string. But right now, we're at a point in our economy where you even want to do this or that. I mean, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it. Right now is not the time to be ignoring the conversation that you and I are having, cryptocurrency, gold and silver, networking, taking care of our health. All these things are so vital today because we're not going to get another chance in history to be able to take advantage of all these great opportunities that are out here today. So it's either we're going to participate in sport and play all day, or we're going to take advantage and get this money
Yeah.
and build a legacy for our family. And then, I mean, life is about enjoying it. But if you ain't got your I's dotted and T's crossed, I mean, especially today, because I've been light on here today, out of respect for your platform. There's some stuff going on out here in the economy that's scary. It really
Yeah.
is. I mean, the information that I'm getting, the newsletters that I'm getting, and it's not like fear based, it's just what's happening with the US and the US dollar and all of the other stuff that's happening abroad. It affects us right here. I mean, with oil, with gas, all of these important assets that affect our lives on a daily basis. We
Mhm.
don't know it, but we need oil. We need gas. You see what I'm saying? We need agriculture. And all these things right now, um, I won't go too deep, but we need to get on top of what matters. And the number one economy, like I stated, is the economy in our home. And we can get it tight. No matter what's going on out there, we can have the economy in our home in a good space, but we're going to have to be willing to change
Mhm.
some of our activities and plugging in the great channels like the Solutionist, the Experience, the great Miss Victoria. I'm telling you guys, it's happening.
And do you go live on your channel?
You know what? I usually pre-record.
Mhm.
When I go live, and I'm gonna start doing that, but when I go live, I'm normally going live on Instagram or Facebook. But I need to come back and start going live here.
Heck
What I'm
yeah.
looking to do soon is I need to hire someone to take maybe two of my activities away from me. I mean, not
Mhm.
away, but help me. And with that great guy, Chat GBT, I know I can get it done to have someone else handle my work and then so I can start going live a couple of times a week because I do have social media managers that help me and they
Mhm.
like, come on, Demi, you gotta step it up, but it's just me. You know what I'm saying? And I need to get some help. So I'm gonna be hiring somebody soon. I just need one person.
All right, I know somebody watching that probably need a little side job. Y'all
Yeah,
better hit up Demi.
if they
Shoot.
build that computer, yeah, I need to do it. I think I want to start it in maybe another month or so. Yeah.
All right. Now,
Yes,
oh,
ma'am.
we got someone that's talking now. So we'll do this, and then I know Demi, you probably you got a hot date. So let me
No,
you know
I don't think. No, I'm good. I'm chilling. They
see
don't
how
need
I be slick
computers
with
in mine.
it. Okay. So Confuerte says my parents fought against me hard about not going to college. I wanted to go to the military first. Ended up going. So I guess you're saying that you ended up going to college or military. Because they use the Bible to accuse me of not. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean that does suck. That's a hard pill. But what I think realistically, this speaks to an interesting point, Demi. So I actually want to get your input on this. So Confuerte is essentially saying that, he or she's um, future was essentially going to be molded by their parents who honestly have already lived their life. So, this strikes me as a person that is probably like a lot of other people that's influenced by the people around them. And your parents mean well, but they could steer you wrong.
Mm.
So, this conversation kind of lends to that because we get into situations or, putting money in the bank, saving your 10%, and that's all that we do. And we're doing that because that's what our parents told us to do, right?
Right.
They mean well, but if I were to come to them and say, "Hey, I'm buying crypto," they'd say, "Hey, you probably shouldn't do that." Or, "What is that?
Right.
Are those Super Mario coins? What is that?"
Right. Right.
So how would you recommend, because what Conforte is saying, this is something that a lot of us of a certain age have gone through, but now it's the investing into these, new platforms and things like that. That's the newer version of what this person just went through with their family. How would I respond if my family tells me not to invest in something like this, something like crypto or gold and silver? Some old people don't actually invest in gold and silver. They don't believe in it, believe it or not.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, gold and silver is not an investment unless it's an ETF. It's just a hedge, physical gold and silver. But with a young person, um, and I'm so glad that that person shared that. I mean, you got to go with what you believe in, and we have to learn how to communicate with parents in a way, as we know, honor thy mother and father so your days are long, in a respectful manner, and go with your heart because the world has changed. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about this world has done a 365-degree change, and it just changed 3 weeks ago overnight again. So with all due respect, most of the older generation are still stuck in the past, and we're in a whole nother space right now where you can literally become an entrepreneur who doesn't even have to show their face building a YouTube channel and generate income. It's not easy, but it's simple because of technology. So, with
Mm-hmm.
that being said, I like to always share with people to this day this book is relevant. Get Rich Dad Poor Dad. This book is still relevant. They have one that's built more for the newer age where you can order on Amazon. Get that book. I can give you the older version for free.
Do you have a
Um,
link for Amazon? Do you have a link that we
I
can share?
don't have for that new one, but you can just text me at 202-770-1668. I didn't put Rich Dad Poor Dad on. I do have other ebooks on there for free on my site, but I can send you the older version, which is still relevant, of Rich Dad Poor Dad. That book is vital to read, and I'm almost guaranteeing for a young person who takes time doing 10 pages of that book a day to see the world in a whole different space because his parents talk the same way. That's why I
Yeah.
went through that book. His parents said the same exact, in the same line to Robert Kiyosaki when he was little. Then look what he became because he didn't finish school and became one of the top moguls. I mean, this dude did $300 million in 2008 crash, where people got wiped out and put out of their homes and lost jobs. So what did he learn that the school didn't teach, that the military wouldn't teach? You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
it's not about money, but it's about the number one asset, which is our brain and our set is our time. And how are we using these two things to elevate in life? So it's very key to know that the number one investment is investment in self. And if I'm not doing that based on what my parents say, we respect them. But if I have some type of eyesight to see, because all of the failures around us, we respect our homeless brothers and sisters. We see them. You want to get rich so you can be in position to help other people. But you have examples around. They've all come from different situations. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you see older people still working the job at 70. What happened? Why are you still here? You see what I'm saying? That's a sign of failure with respect. We're not putting them down, but the market took their money. That 401k took their money, but they're still working. They're not going to be able to retire. So we have all of the examples in front of us, but because we've been put in that mindset, we don't see it because
Mm-hmm.
we also in that rat race and not learning how. I don't want to say that, but it's not putting anyone down. It's just reality. You see what I'm saying? And that's what the system is designed, and we see the system falling all around us. So absolutely, this is the book right here. You know, this
He
is a key.
says savers are losers and the rich don't work for money.
Now I got another book on my page that you can download for free, Victoria. It's
You
called
want to
401 Chaos.
hang on? Let me
401
go.
Chaos.
Let
That book
me
is
go
a
on over
must read.
here. Did you want to share your screen or you want me to go to it?
So you can go to it. I didn't know I could share my screen. It's all good, but I've
Yeah, if it'll
never
let you, go
used
ahead and you can
StreamYard.
share it if you want to give it a shot.
Yeah, that's no problem. So when I'm sharing, what am I doing? Present.
Yeah, go ahead and present, and then it'll let you pick the page you want to show.
Oh,
And let
nice.
me stop sharing on my end. Here we go.
Okay, there we go. Do you
Thank you
still?
guys for chatting. I was wondering if y'all was in the house. I'm like, who are these 9 or 10 people watching us and ain't saying nothing? What's wrong with y'all? Come on, talk to my man
There
Demi.
we go. There we go.
Now, I've thoroughly enjoyed having you on here, Demi. I'm so glad that
I
we had a
appreciate the
chance to do it.
opportunity. Yes, ma'am. I'm looking for you. I'm not used to using StreamYard, but now I gotta go back and find you to get back on. I know I'm here.
You know
I
what?
still hear
Let
you.
me plug in because you're on the screen right now. We see your picture.
Okay.
So you're good. I'm like, don't do nothing crazy.
I'm not.
All right, hang on.
Okay,
Let's
no,
see
I see
here.
it. I got it. I got it now. There we
Okay.
are. Okay, good, excellent. Okay, so I want to share my screen, I mean, the book is basically what I've done. I like stand stores, so anyone wanting to get into business, look into having stand stores. A great way to market what you're doing. All right, so the entire screen, no, I don't, just a window. All right, so that window, I don't see. All right, so this is the window I want to share. Do you see that window?
It didn't pop up on my side yet
Okay.
because it'll
Yeah.
show me that you want to share it, and then I'll just pop it on the screen.
Okay. You may have to do. I don't want to hold up
Okay,
crew.
hold on.
Yeah,
Let
'cause
me know if
by me
this is
not
the.
being used to this particular, as techie as I am.
Let me see. Now you're about to see me.
Okay, maybe
You know, I just had you pulled
yeah,
up
I gotta
too.
cancel what I was trying to do. There we go. Big Daddy still rocks. You are welcome, sir. He said he
Yeah, we got
appreciates.
a few comments. They're loving what you're saying tonight. Like I said, Demi, I didn't know you was gonna go in like this, and I feel like you didn't even scratch the surface. So, dude, like
Nah, I didn't.
if people can get in contact with you, we put your links up there, and I'll put them in the description of the video as well, so they'll be there forever.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it's
But
all on social media. I
man,
leave my phone number out there. People, I mean, I have. Hey, let's talk. Let's be transparent. I want to hear. I want to listen to the people. So you go on my social media sites. I put my phone number out there. You can call me. On
did you?
top
And
of
we
keep
can,
my link.
yeah, we could pop that out there too. So if they want to text you, what's the number?
202
Mm-hmm.
770
All right.
1668. Play the board game if you ever get a chance. Which board game is that, Mr. Phil? Is that Cash Flow Quadrant? I think that might be the board game he's talking about. I actually
Mm-hmm.
had that board game on my first newsletter. I have a newsletter that drops once a week, and I put the cat, for people to go in there and play the cash flow quadrant with this by themselves or with their family. It's a fun game, but you get financially educated on everything.
All right. Now, is this the one, or are we going somewhere else?
Yeah, that's the one. So
Okay.
you'll scroll down.
You know what? Let me do this. Hold on. Before we do that, let me. All right. Where are we going now?
You just scroll down a little bit. You want to see 401 chaos. And this is a good book for people who want to get educated on the 401k. It was written by Rich Dad advisor Andy Tanner. There you go, right there. Free ebook.
Okay.
A person just put their name information in and hit submit, and it'll come to you via email. And it's an excellent read. Free ebook 401 chaos. So you get all the knowledge on what that's about, passive investments, cash flow, all. It's a good book. But this is one of the advisors to Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote that book.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So 401 chaos. Got it. And then tell us about some of the other stuff you got going on here. Cause like I said, we were crypto focused tonight, but I would love to have you back to talk about some other stuff. So okay, you have a newsletter. So what can they
Yeah.
expect with your newsletter?
It's financial education. Sometimes I may veer off a little bit, but it still points down because I got a passion about health. I've had
Mm-hmm.
some health challenges that I've overcame in the past, and I'm grateful to share, speak from experience on how to. It's not easy to be disciplined with your health. So, I made some,
Ooh.
mainly it's financial literacy, what's going on in the market, and how to prepare and how to build wealth. So that's what that's about. Anyone wanting to book a call with me, that's
Mm-hmm.
an hour call where we can have an educational call. The other platforms under that are dealing with physical gold, physical silver, how to open up accounts and get them sent to your house, and they're also optional affiliate programs with those.
Okay.
Next coming down is a subscription to the Final Call newspaper. In my
That's good.
opinion, the baddest newspaper on the planet. That's $2 a week. Under that is a free ebook written by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad called "Our Savior Has Arrived." So it's a relevant book.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of correlate everything that's going on with us today. So that's another free ebook I have there.
All
We
right.
just talked about 401 chaos, and that's
Mm-hmm.
vital too. I mean, people want to know. And this is a small price here for a very short read right here. Got a few left
Mm-hmm.
here for those who want to learn a little bit about forex. So that's a $10 download right there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what's the next one? Okay, yeah, just I'll give a person a personalized video. They'll just go in and request a video, and I'll record a video for them, and they can request that, and I'll send it. And they just pay for that. That's all. A
All
Bitcoin
right.
ebook, that's free. So a person wanting to learn about Bitcoin, my
Mm-hmm.
e-course is going to be fire. That's coming up this weekend. That will be
Mm-hmm.
a small fee on that, but this is just for beginners. It's a small read. I think it's like about 10 pages. Knock that out in short period. Then
Listen, I would rather buy this than a dang $10 scratcher.
you can just for
Listen.
free. Look, some questions about blockchain. Very simple read right here to just brief you on blockchain. You know,
Y'all better hit up Demi. Shoot. Y'all better because honestly, I read a little about blockchain, you guys, and it's so interesting. And it
right.
reminds me of when I was a kid and I was really into science and all this stuff. It's just like, oh my God. I think I might get my second wind. Okay, keep on going.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, but that book is a simple read. Really make it
Yeah.
really brings it down. It's not too much to overpopulate. Blockchain is a lot. I mean, just imagine. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a product that I take every day. Since the foods aren't, they're all like genetically modified. This right here gives you all of your nutrition you need. So it's called Add Life. My doctor, he's a best friend. He's a mentor of mine as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of his products here. So it's a good product. Um, and the website, when you click on that, you don't have to jump and buy. You can read the science behind what this
Uh-huh.
does to the body as far as detoxing and enhancing your brain, your energy, all types of things. It's good, but you get all your vitamins from this right here, so it's powerful. Yeah,
And the
and
health is important because if
oh
your
man,
brain isn't clear, you will not really be able to understand any of these concepts that Demi's talking about tonight.
yeah,
You'll just kind of
absolutely.
stay in a fog, you
Yes,
know?
ma'am. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a challenge, when it comes to health. But I've gotten on a new diet. I eat one meal every other day, and it's not easy, but that's a form of discipline. So I've
Mhm.
slimmed down. A person will see old pictures like the picture here, like man, it's because my diet has changed a lot. I give in sometimes to one meal a day, but for the most part, one meal every other day. So that's how I've been living. Right here is a good opportunity to a big community right here called IX Global. This is a crypto opportunity actually, where these cryptocurrencies are actually they're not on the big market, but you can research them on CoinMarketCap, but they're backed by physical assets.
Okay.
So they're
Okay.
actually backed by oil, gas, and things. So this is the treasure I spoke highly about, protecting your cryptocurrency. You can actually go here, get knowledge on it, and order your treasure, and I teach
Is
you how
that
to
what you
use
were
it.
holding up?
I didn't hold one up. It's actually in my safe. I didn't.
Oh,
I've
I
been.
thought I saw you with
I
something.
forgot to get it. I wanted to show you, but no, I didn't. I was holding up silver, a piece of gold
Oh,
silver,
got you, got you.
physical
Okay,
silver.
okay.
Yeah, that's what I was holding up. But that is the that's your protection in crypto right there. Yep. Yeah. And
Okay,
so
okay.
right now, this isn't on the market. I don't even know why it's being. Oh no, I thought that was my e-course. I'm about to say that's crypto.com where a person can register, get their, get in the space for the first time, or if they're already in the space, open up a crypto.com account. And if you order the crypto.com, it's in my wallet. They have a Visa card that you
Mhm.
can actually get. You earn the CRO coin. That coin is all affiliated with the old Staples, which is now Crypto.com Center in LA.
Uh-huh.
If you order the card, actually you will get the coins and you can stake the coins. Staking is like saving, and you earn interest on staking coins. So you can stake
Mm.
you can stake any cryptocurrency, okay? And there's a period of staking that you choose, but you're earning. There's an APR on the staking. So you have that opportunity with crypto. There's a lot of different benefits with crypto.com. I just listed a few of them, but it's
You
a good
sure
opportunity.
did.
Yeah. And that's my merch
Wow.
and everything. Anybody want to represent a rich education? You got the,
Yeah.
high caps and up under that I got the sweat gear and some mugs and all that good stuff. So it's all good.
I love it. I love it. Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. I'll put us back on the
Appreciate
screen
you
here.
showing that, Victoria. I really thank you. Yes, ma'am.
No, of course, because like I said, I brought you on just because the crypto thing really did intrigue me, and I look forward to learning so much more about it. And like I said, I'm just glad to see people with some brown skin talking about this stuff. I'm partial completely.
Yes, ma'am. Well, there's plenty of us talking about. I don't know if we're winning, like the lighter skin, but I'm talking about as far as a number, but it's plenty of us that are very successful. I mean, most of my education came from a black man. You know what I'm saying? Matter of
Yeah.
fact, in my area, Crypto Steve, he's one of them. He's a local successful guy, very successful,
Mhm.
and he's big time. So I've paid for his courses in the past,
Mhm.
learning from him about this space. I mean, stuff that got me so like, oh, bro, like, that's when you really getting into the switcheroos, and I'm like, bro, that's crazy. So I would go back because repetition is how I learn, and
Right.
repetition can be how anyone learns. Like Michael Jordan said, I
Yeah.
missed more shots, I shot more shots than I made, and still got to the championship. So it's just all about continuing to go and falling in love with what you love. We love money, you know what I'm saying? But we don't want to learn about it. We want it, but we don't want it. But
I'm
we don't
telling
want to
you,
learn.
and
But
you
I
have to
understand.
learn. It's like it sucks so
Much
bad
love, bro.
because it is a lot to learn, but I mean, it's a necessary evil, guys. It's like we gotta learn it because here is the big takeaway. You cannot say the rich, the wealthy, there you can't say that they're all evil and then simultaneously want to be one of them, right? You can't do that. You can't do that. And you can't say money's evil and simultaneously need it to survive. You can't do it. So some of it is we're just a little afraid of it. So we kind of just say these things to as a cover up. You know what I'm saying? Kind of a
But we can keep it simple because once again, and I'm
no.
with you what you said, Victoria. But we can keep it simple, like I mentioned: financial education, assets, liabilities, cash flow, and taxes.
There you go. I hope y'all heard that.
That's simple.
Saint
Those simple 4 words, right? What's an asset in my life? What's a liability in my life? So what's taken away from me? What's
and
what's
that could be people too, y'all. So
right?
come on
Because
now.
taxes is voluntary. You don't have to pay taxes, but you got to figure out how to do it the legal way. How do I legally avoid taxes?
Listen, that's a whole nother conversation. And you definitely got to have that behind a paywall. 100%.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that's real game. That's what these people talk about, all that kind of stuff. So I'll go through the comments and then we can probably close it out.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I
Wow,
think
2 hours that fast?
I
Wow.
know it did go by so fast.
Oh,
Okay, so Joshua or Saint Joshua's Fig Farms, and I'm gonna assume he has a fig farm. Very cool if you do.
that's what's
Says
up.
brother is smart. That's
I'm
right.
striving, brother. I'm a student for life. I'm striving, man. Thank you, big brother.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thanks for saying that. Really enjoyed it. Con fuerte. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
stopping
all
by.
the best, man.
And this is Demi's number, guys. So if you want to text him to get in the loop, get in his, sphere of influence, definitely reach out to him 100%. Everything will be shared in the description once the video renders too, guys. So hopefully we'll have you back, Demi, because this was a good conversation. And I'd love to read up and learn more myself and then have a more in-depth conversation if you come back again.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's talk about some new coins that have opportunity. I'm looking at about 5 new coins. So
Hmm.
let's work that out. I'm looking forward to it.
Very cool. Started building my credit. Hope I can use it to buy more assets. Of course,
Love it.
absolutely you can.
Absolutely.
And yeah, congratulations on that.
Yeah, brother.
That's what we got to get in where we fit in, guys. Because yes, we have to make more money, but you have to also leverage the money that you're getting in. You have to leverage it. Don't just grab it and hold it. You can't do that. Okay.
Right.
All
Right.
right.
Yeah. Because it
You
ain't growing.
said I think the drip is still paying out. I don't use it though. Does he mean the dip for this one?
Yeah, I didn't understand the drip.
1% daily APR. So he must be talking about something you were mentioning a minute
Okay.
ago.
Yeah, maybe in the space. Okay. Is it crypto? Is it Bitcoin, brother?
If you're still here, St. Joshua's Fig
I
Farm.
like StreamYard because you can do this. What? I like this platform.
Yeah, you would. It's very awesome. Also, if you want to do consultations, it's good for that too, because you can just be backstage. You don't have to record it or anything. So
Nice.
yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a great platform, in my experience. He got the sauce. He got the sauce, the juice, the pulp, the seeds, the skin, the rind,
No, I'm slapping, man. I'm
the
a student
soil,
for life.
everything. Now we can find you by just searching your name on YouTube, right? Demi Sanya. If anybody wants to get into
Correct.
contact with
Some
you
other,
too.
some other videos may come up from being on other channels or stuff, but for the most part, Demi Sanya Rich Education, you'll see my platform. I got more short YouTube shorts than I got videos, and I need to step it up, man. And but I should have one dropping this weekend along with the course. I'm gonna be grinding all weekend online, so yeah, you can find me that way. And I brought that
Cool.
up because my last video is going on 2 weeks, and that's not good at all.
All right, here we go. This is what he was talking about. A drip has. Oh, it's. I guess drip is an app or a platform.
That I'm not familiar with.
Okay. And that's
Okay.
why you guys would get together so you could talk about these things and educate one another in this stuff. So very cool. All right. And this, guys, this is where you can find Demi. So Demi Sanya Rich Education. Demi be getting like over 1,000 views per video. So I'm a little jelly. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little jelly. I'm a little jelly. YouTube is like, but it's okay. It's okay.
And
It's
once
all love.
and once again, Sister Victoria, on my website, you can get to all my links. So
Okay,
that's why I
gotcha.
always share at the top. All my social media links were there. Tap them, you go right into all of them. So that's why I always share richeducation.com because everything
Mhm.
is on my stance.
All right, cool beans. Like I said, I'll definitely make sure we get everything up there for you. So now we know how to get in contact with you, but let's close it out with this. Okay, so what do you see the biggest challenges for crypto in the next 5 years, along with the biggest opportunities, if you could sum it up?
I think let me start with the opportunities first. Then we'll talk about the challenges. I think the biggest opportunities right now is Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think we should be paying ourselves with as much Bitcoin and Ethereum as possible. Get paid, forget the Starbucks coffee because they're using tap water anyway.
Yeah.
Go ahead and it's not filtered. So go ahead and get you some Bitcoin and Ethereum. I feel just in my thinking and what I'm studying and listening to, that's the biggest opportunity. Get it because both of those are going to go to the moon.
Mhm.
Okay. The challenge is what's going on with our government here in the U.S. By them getting into the space and wanting to completely get rid of the U.S. dollar, I feel that this is going to be the evil side of blockchain. Because with the Biden bucks and them wanting to control your money on an app, and if you're not doing what they say, they're monitoring all of your spending. This is the negative and evil side of cryptocurrency. So I say, in that case, deplug from the traditional news because they're all controlled. They're not going to give you actual facts. They're controlled by the elites, the evil wealthy. So those are the ones that do wrong with money. Okay, the 1%. Okay, we want to be part of the 5%. Those who are wealthy, but they're wealthy off helping other people get wealthy. So
Mhm.
that's the downside to it of them using blockchain as evil and making people think that it's a bad thing to do when cryptocurrency and blockchain is people's money. It was created for the people and will always be for the people. Just like, and then we're going into another comment, I'm going to end it here. The most recent biggest devaluation we had of a currency that had almost 1,000% inflation was in Venezuela. So I brought this up to say their currency is called the bolivar. 1,000,000,000 bolivars will buy you one chicken and an egg. Okay? But what has been helping them in their country? Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
those who have access to the internet and the smartphone, they're able to now get food to feed their family. So don't listen to the bluff of the news. I would find a channel that's giving you real. I recommend Rich Dad channel. I recommend on YouTube. I recommend my channel. I recommend Earn Your Leisure, which is they have Market Mondays. They're giving free sauce all the time. It's a black channel. That's 19 keys, and those guys.
I love him. He popped up in my feed. I don't know what to think of that brother, but I would love to
feel it. That's what you think of him. Feel it. That's all. Feel it.
He has a lot of charisma, that's for sure.
A lot of very smart. He's in that space of DeFi and blockchain big time. You know what I'm saying? He has his own NFTs and that. So we going off. So that's the biggest challenge, Victoria, right now. Is don't let the media brainwash you to think that this is something bad to do when this is all about you protecting yourself and getting educated. So with that being said, Victoria, I'm so grateful to come onto the platform, this powerful platform, and we chop it up this evening.
I know when either of us becomes famous, let's not forget one another, okay?
Nah, that's not what it's about. It's about, hey, look, I don't drink, but hey, let's pop a bottle of apple cider, non-alcoholic, and let's celebrate. You know what I'm saying?
We'll do sparkling water. I like Topo Chico.
Topo Chico. You got me on. I don't know what Topo Chico is. That's sparkling water?
It's just a Mexican throat punch in it's great. It's like if you want some sparkling water that'll literally burn your throat. And I said Mexican because it's from Mexico, but yes, Mexico.
I love Mexico. I've been there. I had so much fun.
Yeah, Mexican mineral water. Ooh, it's so good. It's a throat punch.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm pretty sure I've suffered some injuries, but it's fine. It's good though.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
All right, guys. So and Demi, if you want to hang on for just a second, okay, I'll take you backstage if you have a minute. Okay, guys, but thank you so much for stopping by the Solutionist Experience tonight. And I hope that you got something beneficial out of this with our special guest, Demi Sanya. And I want all of you to open your mind and expand your horizons about building your personal economy, because this is the year that you can start to take control of your financial future. And we'll do our best on this platform to bring you people that are in all facets and walks of life, because you never know who you're going to reach. So, Demi, I'm almost positive somebody is going to hear this, if not tonight, when the video renders. And I think it's going to change somebody's life. So
that's what it's about.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. All right, guys. So we'll have all of Demi's contact information in the description once the video renders. And thank you guys so much for stopping by and your comments and contributions. We will see you guys on the next live stream with the Solutionist Experience. I'm Victoria, your credit solutionist. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.